After all things nice in the forecast, rain is ending and a beautiful weekend is in store. The very latest on the potential for dangerous storms Monday evening.
Plus, the latest on a Wisconsin judge arrested by the FBI, what she's being accused of, and reaction from both political parties. And later, the Packers choose a wide receiver for their first pick in the NFL draft. What fans think of the team's new player. And we welcome you to News 3 Now at 6. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. I'm Sarah Carlson. A Wisconsin judge is charged for allegedly helping an undocumented immigrant evade immigration authorities. FBI Director Kash Patel announced that the FBI arrested Milwaukee County Circuit Court Judge Hannah Dugan in a now deleted post on X. Dugan is charged with obstruction and concealing the individual from arrest. Right now, Dugan is out of jail after appearing briefly in federal court earlier today. Her next court appearance is May 15th. And we're getting reaction from Wisconsin lawmakers. Governor Tony Evers has issued a statement on Dugan's arrest. It reads in part, quote, "Unfortunately, we have seen in recent months the Trump and the Trump administration repeatedly use dangerous rhetoric to attack and attempt to undermine our judiciary at every level. I will continue to put my faith in our justice system as this situation plays out in the court of law." And Wisconsin Assembly Republicans also released a statement, reading in part, quote, "We strongly condemn the actions of Judge Dugan and applaud the FBI for pursuing her arrest. These charges are serious, deeply troubling, and strike at the core of public trust." In other news, 2 people are in custody and 1 person is hurt after a police chase on the Beltline. It started last night when Monona police tried to pull over the driver of a stolen car near the Monona Quick Trip. The driver sped off onto the Beltline and they got off on Rimrock Road, where the driver crashed into a minivan. 1 person in that minivan suffered non-life-threatening injuries. And meanwhile, the driver and a passenger in the other vehicle got out and tried to run away. They were arrested. The driver faces multiple charges, including an OWI. Meantime, police arrested the passengers for their involvement in the crash. The Dane County Sheriff's Office is looking for a Madison woman after she left a jail diversion program. Valerie Chestotar was last seen Thursday on East Dayton Street. She was serving a 5-month-long jail sentence with right-to-work privileges. Anyone with knowledge of her whereabouts is urged to contact the Dane County Communication Center. The number is there at 608-255-2345. Now turning to the weather now, here is Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington with your certified most accurate forecast. A pretty damp day today.
Yeah, damp, soggy, all of the above. I said it'd be kind of one of those raw days yesterday. Turned out to be absolutely so. Radar 3000 right now, showing all that shower activity now well off towards the south and towards the east. Still windshield wipers likely going if you're driving on 43. If you have any plans towards Janesville, Whitewater, over towards Darien, and then over towards Elkhorn. But that will move out quickly. Dane County, we're high and dry now. We just have some clouds, a little bit of mist. Got some words west of Dane County that the sun's trying to come out, but I think the clouds are going to stay pretty socked in this evening as temperatures fall into the upper 40s. Really actually quite steady because those clouds are helping to hold things up. Got a gorgeous weekend ahead. Light winds, 58 on Saturday, 63 on Sunday. But later Sunday night, thunderstorms will approach from the south and from the west. We have some very important information we need to talk about in Maine weather. A widespread severe weather scenario is likely in the upper Midwest, including parts, if not all, of southern Wisconsin Monday and Monday night. I'm going to show you what that lines of numerous severe thunderstorms may look like in a couple of minutes, but also on a lighthearted note, some nice discussion with some students at St. Luke's in Plain. That's coming up in a little while.
All right, thank you, Alex. And now to a special note from us at WISC-TV and our parent company, Morgan Murphy Media. We are sad to report our longtime former president and CEO, Elizabeth Murphy Burns, has passed away. She was a pioneering figure in American broadcasting, leading this family-run company for the past 43 years. Mark Kane has more on our leader, mentor, and friend.
Born into the media business, it was not uncommon for Elizabeth Murphy Burns to rub elbows with politicians and entertainers like Bob Hope. After all, her grandfather founded the influential Superior Evening Telegram in 1890. She began her career in media at the age of 14, selling classified ads for the family-run newspaper. After attending the University of Arizona, she entered the field of broadcasting. By the age of 25, she owned and operated a radio station. She later rejoined her family's management team, and in 1982 became vice president of what would become Morgan Murphy Media. Under Liz's leadership, the newspaper business her grandfather started and her father expanded grew to include broadcast stations in 8 TV markets, 17 radio stations, a digital agency, and a monthly magazine. Liz Burns has been a pioneer for women in broadcasting, serving as the first woman on the CBS Affiliates Board and one of the first women elected to the NAB Board.
I hope that I made it easier for women to come after me. Because we'd worked out the kinks. And so when the women came along the line, the guys were used to me. And so I hope that's a gift I've left.
An early advocate for the transition from analog to high definition, she told a Senate congressional hearing that cable companies should be required to carry digital broadcast signals.
The transition to digital television will only succeed if the early adopters can get their local DTV stations over cable and have assurance that DTV sets will operate with digital cable systems and other devices.
Her influence extended internationally. She was part of the delegation for the second Bush administration to promote independent news media in Russia, collaborating with Russian media executives to foster journalistic integrity. In 2018, she was among those honored by the Library of American Broadcasting Foundation's Giants of Broadcasting and Electronic Arts Awards.
I and my family take what we do very seriously. Being an integral part of our communities to inform, educate, and entertain viewers on any platform that they want to watch us on, and being the one they trust and turn to, what a responsibility.
It's a prestigious award with illustrious fellow honorees. All have made significant contributions to the broadcasting industry. But Liz Burns was recognized for both her national leadership in broadcasting as well as her commitment to local broadcasting and the unique relationship local broadcasters have with the communities they serve.
Among those other honorees at that luncheon, radio and TV personality Ryan Seacrest.
One of the honorees, her name is Elizabeth Murphy Burns, right? So
she was amazing because she admitted out loud that she's the reason that we have to suffer through
HD TV. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah, HD TV. You know how we look. You know how you can see our wrinkles now? She's responsible for that. She created that technology, a real pioneer of the business. She's a lovely, true pioneer. And she owns local television stations. And she's doing her speech, and she's charming, and she's smart, and she's funny.
Liz and her husband Richard have spent the past few years in Arizona, helping shape the next generation of journalists at Arizona State University's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication, dedicating its largest teaching space in honor of the couple, a 141-seat technologically advanced classroom. Elizabeth Murphy Burns' legacy is one of innovation, leadership, and an unwavering commitment to public service and to her family, including her 5 grandchildren.
This industry has been very good to me and my family. And you need to give back and you need to set an example because what you're doing is what should be focused on. It's the act, not the person. We enlighten, educate, entertain, and have fun doing it. You don't have fun, you aren't going to be good at it. And I think we're very good at it.
Elizabeth Murphy Burns was 79 years old.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Well, the Green Bay Packers are already moving on to the second and third rounds of the NFL draft. This after taking a wide receiver in the first round for the first time since 2002. Our Eric Franke is at Lambeau Field with the latest.
Despite the rain on this Friday, the fans just keep on coming to Lambeau Field, sharing their thoughts with us on last night's historic draft. More than 200,000 people were here on Thursday night, and also sharing their thoughts on a golden first-round pick for the Packers. Well, what'd you think of the draft last night? You like the pick?
I do. I was very excited. We got a wide receiver.
So a target for Jordan Love finally.
Yes.
What do you maybe think they should go for tonight?
Now, if Will Johnson's still out there, we'll take Will Johnson.
He likes Will Johnson from Michigan. You heard it from our expert over there. What did you think of Matthew Golden being the pick last night?
Great pick. Is something we need. We need some speed to open up the field, get him deep, open up all the underneath stuff for Kraft and for the backside of the backfield.
Were you excited that they made the pick, or?
We were kind of, at that point in the draft, he was probably one of the best players on the board.
You're braving the elements today.
Oh, this ain't bad. This ain't bad. This is spring Wisconsin. This ain't bad.
Yeah. Well, what did you think of the pick last night?
I liked it. I like the fact that we're finally getting a skill player. I like it's a big kid out of a big college. Texas is big. We're not pulling someone out of some D3 school we're trying to make an NFL athlete out of. We actually picked a big-time athlete and a skill player. I'm excited. I am. And I kind of worry that Watson's not going to be back, so I like Golden. I like it a lot.
What'd you think of the pick last night?
I was jumping on my couch. I was screaming. I was so happy.
Could you believe they finally got a receiver?
I could. Once he said first sense, I knew it was going to be Matthew Golden. I was cheering.
And you got the gold chain here to commemorate the new Golden Boy?
Oh, yeah, green and golden.
What do you think they need tonight?
Cornerback and defensive lineman.
How about you?
Jack Sawyer.
You want the Ohio State star, huh?
Oh, yeah. He's
a pass
stud.
rusher?
Oh, yeah.
Are you a Buckeye fan?
No.
No? You just want good football players.
Oh, yeah.
And the festivities continue tonight. A drone show after rounds 2 and 3. It all wraps up tomorrow. The UW Marching Band will be here playing. Also, it'll be capped off by a concert by Brad Paisley, the country artist on the NFL draft stage. That'll wrap up the draft here in Titletown. In Green Bay, Eric Franke, News 3 Now.
All right, thank you, Eric. Gotta love that golden necklace. Well, it's going to be a busy weekend here in Madison. Both the Crazy Legs race and the Mifflin Street block party taking place tomorrow. The city has announced closures for the block party. They're on your screen right now. West Mifflin, West Dayton, North Bedford, and North Bassett Streets. Those start at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning and are expected to last until 8 p.m. And then we have closures for Crazy Legs downtown as well. Those are also on your screen. West Gilman, Langdon, and Walnut Streets. That's along Old University Avenue. But thankfully, in this case, those closures are expected to be much shorter. They begin at 9:50 a.m. with the event scheduled to end around noon. Roads will open as the final runners pass through each section. And still ahead, prom season is almost here, believe it or not. After the break, as high schoolers get ready for the big day, how a nonprofit is helping parents with the rising costs. And later, a quiet weekend could lead into some severe weather next week. Alex returns with the complete forecast when we return.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Believe it or not, prom season is fast approaching, and it can often be a night that costs parents and students hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Our Tanisha Shaw talked to a nonprofit that is helping save money for the big day.
I find joy when my kids are happy, and I hope that this does that for the parents as well.
The Sunshine Place is a nonprofit that's dedicated to helping Sun Prairie residents.
They are such a hub of the community. Every year, the need is growing.
This is Heather Rediger. She's one of their volunteers. For the first time, Sunshine Place is giving away prom dresses for free.
I hope they leave here feeling beautiful and like a princess. They all deserve that many times in their life, but I hope that we can give that to them.
The clothes that you're seeing comes from weeks' worth of donations from Sun Prairie residents.
Gosh, there are some that I know are upwards over $500.
Once students arrive at the Sunshine Place, they can pick out a dress, jewelry, and even a pair of heels to make sure they will have the perfect prom night.
We have exactly 315. They're all behind us and they're ready to go. They've been cleaned, steamed, spot cleaned.
Organizers are excited to help parents by taking away a financial burden.
I think it's important for our community because we have so many kids that want to have access to these and don't. And even families that have the capability to do this, it's a great way to recycle them. They wear them one time, they're brand new, and it's just helpful.
And they also want to make sure every student can feel comfortable and dance the night away.
Everything is size categorized, and so they can go through and take as many as they would like. You know, take their time. Find the one that makes them feel the most beautiful.
Reporting in Sun Prairie, Tanisha Shaw, News 3 Now.
Impressive stuff. Wonderful. Next year, Sunshine Place plans to extend the giveaway to the entire Dane County region. Well, we have alert day conditions headed our way next week. Alex has some issues with that radar. Man, we are looking for some serious weather.
Serious weather on the way right now. The good stuff is, Sarah, that these showers, they're out of the way. These showers, no thunderstorms right now, but that is totally going to change as we go forward after a nice evening tonight overall. Quiet, cloudy, temperatures right around 50. Eventually, we'll cool on down into the upper 30s. We have a nice weekend ahead, and then the alert day conditions move into southern Wisconsin. So we've got the good stuff, 60 Saturday, 63 Sunday. Storms potentially as early as Monday morning. Numerous severe storms are expected by the time we get to Monday, especially as we go into Monday night. And I want to give you, again, that first glimpse of what this could look like. You're waking up with Savannah Monday morning, a couple scattered thunderstorms. We could have some large hail with some of these thunderstorms. Then as we go into the afternoon, 2:30, notice a break. That break is critical for energy to build. Warm, humid air lifting in from the south. You don't want this break. You want showers and thunderstorms throughout the day to hold down on the development of that instability, that priming. But we're going to prime as we carry forth into Monday with widespread thunderstorms coming through, potentially as a squall line with all hazards possible. Large hail, damaging winds, and a few isolated tornadoes. That threat continues into the early morning hours of Tuesday until this cold front can completely clear the area. The good news is I think it's going to clear out early on Tuesday. I don't expect redevelopment of thunderstorms on Tuesday at this point in time. Recap, isolated hail threat Monday morning. Greatest threat for that severe weather would be Monday evening and overnight. That cold front exits on Tuesday. I think we'll probably drop alert day Tuesday. But risks are getting up there. Moderate for wind, high for wind, moderate for hail, moderate for tornadoes. We may see the hail and tornado risk go up. And when the Storm Prediction Center already has an enhanced risk of severe weather, this is still Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 72 hours out. This is a potential for a severe weather outbreak in the upper Midwest. And this is something you're going to want to be tuning in for every single First Warn forecast here as we go forth into the weekend. We'll have Jacob in the morning, Blaze in the weekend evening hours, and of course it's all hands on deck Monday going on into Tuesday as alert day conditions move out of the area. The good news is we'll cool down a bit and turn a little bit on the cooler side and a little bit less on the active side. So we want all attention throughout the weekend on the potential for alert day conditions on Monday. But on a lighter note, today I went out to Plain. Thank you so much. Shout out to students 4K, 5K, grades 1 through 5 in middle school at St. Luke's in Plain. They headed me out to talk about weather, including the severe weather threat that we're expecting on Monday. Thank you for having me. And tonight during our 10 o'clock newscast, you'll want to join us again where we will feature more of what they had to say about my visit today in Plain. We'll be right back after this with sports.
What a night day one of the NFL draft was in Green Bay. The Packers finally snapped the streak and selected a receiver in the first round, taking Matthew Golden out of Texas. Andrew Banster was there and has more on the special night from Titletown.
Zach, I was absolutely struck last night when a woman walked up to me, looked at the 205,000 people that poured into this parking lot at Lambeau Field to watch the NFL draft and sincerely said, "I can't believe this is my city." The draw of this event doesn't just prove the NFL's pull. It beholds the beauty of football in Green Bay. And even from inside the Packers draft room, of all of the draft picks they've made over the years, this one just felt like they struck gold.
You're involved in getting this done, and then there's still things going on, and then all of a sudden you kind of, look up and Mike in our room turns the volume up so we can kind of, watch it. And yeah, it was just one of those, really special moments for our staff. We had a bunch of people in there, and Mark means so much to this organization and so much to each and every one of us to kind of see that moment unfold like it was pretty cool.
Earlier today, Matt LaFleur said that the draft room was ecstatic and electric, and guessed that out here in the parking lot, it was 10 times that. And I can tell you firsthand that it certainly was, and will continue to be as day 2 of the draft has dawned upon us. At Lambeau Field, Andrew Banstra, News 3 Sports.
And day 2 of the NFL Draft is already underway in Green Bay. The Packers have 2 picks tonight, 1 in each round. The 22nd pick in the 2nd round and the 23rd selection in the 3rd. Should expect Green Bay to draft on the defensive side of the ball to fill some needs at cornerback and D-line. Of course, we'll have those picks coming up tonight at 10.
And gotta love how happy he was despite the rain.
Yeah.
Now, coming up after the season finale of Fire Country, NIL has been approved for high school sports. What it means for the players and the future should be pretty interesting stuff. And talk about interesting, we've got a lot coming up in the forecast too.
Yep, after a nice weekend, you need to be tuning in to every single newscast over the weekend. Jacob's here, Blaze is here, we're all watching. And the First One Weather Team, a severe weather outbreak is a possibility Monday evening. With all hazards possible, we could be looking at damaging winds, large hail, possibility of a few tornadoes. Some of those tornadoes could be on the strong side in the upper Midwest, and we're keeping a very close eye on that weather system. I do think we'll be able to drop alert day on Tuesday. I think the front's going to come through early enough Tuesday morning that redevelopment will stay down into Illinois. So really the big day is Monday for southern Wisconsin. Once we get through Monday, we turn a little bit more on the seasonal side and a little bit more on the quiet side to the following weekend.
So enjoy the weekend and then stay tuned.
Stay tuned, yep.
Right, thank you, Alex, and thanks for joining us, everyone, for News 3 Now at 6. We'll see you back here at 10 o'clock.